Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of this excellent webinar, Women on the Diplomatic Field. And today we are going to continue to make some new knowledge also about the women's right and also with the excellent expert in diplomatic field. So please continue to the excellent webinar.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Let's continue with this conference. Topic number 2, women on international organizations. Let's see right here the leading women in the United Nations system. We have UNICEF with Catherine Russell. We have UNESCO with Audrey Azoula. We have UN Women, Sima Baous, and the United Nations Officer of High Commissioner of Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet. And well, it's just to give you an example of these inspired women that we can achieve high position levels in the United Nations system. And also we can improve our our skills to continue the job that the women that made the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has made. And let's continue. Women on international organizations. According to the UN Women Executive Board members are made of representatives from all over the world. We have a regional distribution in this executive board member. We have people from Africa, Asia, Pacific, Eastern Europe, Latin America, Western Europe, and contributing countries. And it is important to see the data. The statistics shows that according to DEVEX, women made up 62% of senior UN high-level appointments back in 2020. We can see the regions and we can see a balance between the regions. Western Europe and North America made up 38% of senior positions by 2020, related, for instance, to the 48% in 1995. But also we have women in Africa who has, balanced this regional representation in the international UN system. And Africa has made 42% of senior appointments back in 2020 compared to the 23% top roles that they filled in 1995. So we can see that the numbers of people, of women in these positions has rise up, has increased, but also we see the positions of the regional distribution very balanced, and Africa, for instance, has more opportunities to be part of these high-level jobs. We can see that with General Secretary Antonio Guterres, women high positions in the UN has increased over the last few years, and this shows that women made up 41% of the UN system international staff, more than in September 2020. We can see also the entry-level positions, the P2 and the D2 positions, increase in 55%, the P2 positions, and 36% of D2 positions that are the highest positions are completed by and held by women. So it is important to understand that United Nations is doing something, is working with this as a role model to follow to other institutions nationally and locally to improve their gender equality jobs agenda. Topic number 3, women in politics. Well, this is a very fascinating topic because we can see the data, and 26% of parliamentary seats all around the world are filled by women. I mean, it's interesting because the legislative area is very, very field is very fascinating and inspiring, but also we can see the data and we need more work to be done. According to the data, the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs has said that at the current pace of progress, parity of gender will not be achieved until 2062. Imagine that. That's incredible. Okay, so we need to work more in taking out all this law discrimination and including women in the work field. Women are also in local level, women are included in the decision making only by 34% worldwide. It is interesting, the data, because by 2030, gender quotas will be needed to fulfill the 50%. Imagine that. So, and finally, in the local level, also we have that the data that 1 in every 3 managerial positions are filled by women. This is 28.3% of women. We need to include more people in municipalities, in local governments, and parity, according to this data, will not be achieved more than in local regions in more than 140 years. Also, another data is important to say that according to the International Parliamentarian Union, 63% of women all around the world preside one of the chambers of the 190 parliamentarians that are. So 79 of these parliaments are bicameral. So globally, 63% are president of a chamber of deputies or a chamber of senators or a high or low chamber, but this represent 23% of the total number of positions held by the presidents of parliaments worldwide. You can see the graphic. We need to do a lot of work, but
Yes,
according to, absolutely, but according to the SDGs, the SDG number 5, we are trying to take away all these law discriminations against women. We can see another graphic right here. It's about local bodies of representations, and worldwide we can see the 36% of women holding these positions, but in Central Asia and North America, we can see the more like gender parity rather than in Western Asia and Latin America, where we see this imparity of gender. Finally, we can see this graphic. In France, the local deliberative bodies are, comparing a range of ages of women, and we can see that the women, more elderly women, have less opportunities to be part in this, to take part in this decision-making process locally. And we also have to work right there. We have an opportunity to improve laws and to improve programs and political agenda to include every range of women in politics. So let's move to topic number 4, women and SDGs. This is a very inspiring field to work on because, according to the Gender Snapshot 2022, we need to make law changes. We need to remove law discrimination, but also we need to make gender equality a possibility in the near present and the future. So according to the data, we will need 2086 years to remove all discrimination on legal framework. And before, and after that, we need, or at the same time, we need to stop violence against women and also to give women access to relief in the global crisis by, to including them in all these social opportunities and respect them and respect their human rights and give them the access to their human rights. So it is important to work on women representations in high jobs of power, and also to see the parity of gender. We need to see women in decision-making process. It's like, how to say it? It's very interesting because if we include women in this decision-making process, we can see more results in the creation and implementation of programs and all this political agenda. And this derived, in inclusion of women in social and economic and politics and international and diplomatic fields. So it is important to start working in improve and support all women that work in the public sector. And number 5 this is our final topic. It's about international recommendations. And here in global diplomacy, do our work of research, and we saw that when we get to the conclusion that general interest on gender equality has climbed during the last years, and we need to be prioritizing women in politics, in policy, in global agenda, in international agenda, and we need more education to bring gender equality as a reality, but also we need to make conscious to the public sector, whether international or national, to understand better the situation that we women are living in today's world. We need more leadership, absolutely, in civil society to make this happen, to share this information, and also to break this glass ceiling. And also we need to promote peace and security by starting adding women on UN Security Council representative women worldwide. And also we need to support women to women, one-to-one, women to women, and include men in this process. So we can have
the last point that you already told us, like support us each other, women to women. It's very difficult right now with this social media. Or what do you think about that?
Absolutely, it's like a competition, right? Yes, it's just what
yes,
we do.
because even in the social media we saw different types of life, and maybe it's not true that that wonderful life that the women live right now, and also depend of each country how they have the culture to use the social media and why they use a lot of this social media.
We women, young women, we need to stop our insecurities and put them aside, because there are plenty more important things to fight for. We have global food crisis, we have climate change, we have we have a health crisis, we have energy crisis, we have plenty more things to be aware of. And all of these crises that I'm talking right now, they will affect not only us, but our families, that include women and men, our children, that include women and men,
society also,
civil society. It will include everyone. We need to take that away and really start focusing on what really matters, because it's all about time. We are timing right now. Like we cannot wait, and we cannot wait. Men decide our future, or people that are not aware of this crisis, right?
Yeah, and also about your knowledge and your experience in this second point that you already tell us, like, what do you think that is the challenge for the women in the priorities in a circle in politicals and diplomacy networking? What is the challenge that the women are part of these difficulties to improve and to show her real knowledge between the different direction of the gender, and also different levels of in the government?
The challenge for women in diplomacy definitely is the prejudge about women, what they can do or what they not can do. It is just about prejudge, preconceived ideas. Women can be working in security affairs, in international affairs, in war affairs, in peace agenda, in in all like
Yeah,
like
I was,
it's just about it's more beyond, it's beyond knowledge. It's more about respect and also to see us as an equal.
yeah, I was reading something about the leadership, that the women have more leadership than the men, but they, maybe this can be another webinar, the leadership between men and women, because there is a huge part. So now
Oh, I have
we are,
an interesting comment there because it's
yeah,
not about superiority or inferiority. It's about
yeah,
respect. We are all equal and we can do the same things. Like
yeah,
men and women can do the same things. And it's a debate, absolutely. It's a controversy because many people don't accept that. But new generations have more education and more data and more ways to understand that we are born equal. So yeah,
yeah. So right now, for example, in this month, March, we use a lot of social media to explain the human rights of the women. So maybe we can find some new ways to share different types of human rights that we have in different gender also. And also we have one question more. And the question is, what can women do to help each other to improve participation in diplomacy and at the different level of government? I think that you already answered
yeah.
us, but if you have any other recommendation or tips that you can add to the wonderful people
Yeah,
that
of
is watching.
course. Keep preparing yourself, and also, it's about skills, communication, and putting yourself aside and really focus on
Yeah,
the in what really matters, right?
yeah. And
Focus
also
in humanity, right?
focus in humanity, of course. Yes,
Absolutely.
because we have the AE, the something new information about the artificial intelligence, so we can discuss later about
Absolutely.
the future of the artificial intelligence and the diplomacy. It will be very interesting because I think that doesn't matter what the people do, a human right always going to be a human right. The feelings, the thoughts, the
Absolutely. Yes, you
yeah,
cannot change. You cannot substitute a human person. Really don't. I
yeah.
mean, a person has feelings, has emotions, has cognitive process. It's like you cannot change it. You cannot substitute them. So it will be for another debate.
Very
But
interesting. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's all
And
about human rights. Absolutely.
yeah,
Respect our
it's about human
humanity.
rights. And
Absolutely.
also I think that it's very important how the women can improve our better skills in leadership. And maybe we don't need to use this intelligence to manage the problem in the civil society, also in the nations.
Yeah.
So it will be very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I
I
cannot
hope
wait
we can do
to have
this
that.
in the future. And also you want to add something else?
Yes, I forgot to tell you guys that women cabinet ministers agenda worldwide tend to focus in certain topics such as women and gender equality, but also family and children affairs, and also social inclusion. So it is interesting how women think about the society, the humanity, the
Yeah.
minor groups, the vulnerable groups. I mean, it's not excluding men. It's just about how women tend to prioritize
And
their.
empower a little bit more the women, because I think
Yeah,
that this wonderful word empowerment, we need to use both to make a better work and do a better work also.
absolutely, yes. Because as I said, we need to focus on the really important things to
Yeah.
preserve humanity. I mean,
Yeah, of course. So thank you so much, Denise. with this experience and with your own knowledge. We already proud of you. We really learned all about these women, about the history, and also a little story about your experience. So it was very nice to have you in this webinar. So thank you to all of you to watch us, and remember that in Global Diplomacy Leadership Action for Empowerment Change, you can find different programs, and also our expert is part of a different and specific program. If you want to continue or to have some and share some information or work with our expert, you can find the contact in our website. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.